And all right again. Child, that song just sends me. Tone sings the hell out that damn song. Hey, T-Sippers, what's up? What's up? Welcome, honey. Welcome to another glorious Wednesday. Of course, this is the final Wednesday of 2009. So, children, I want you to go get your tea and crumpets, honey, because you know what time it is. It's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, baby, with Big Meech. Hello, tea sippers all across the country, all across the world, honey, because that's right, we went all the way to Italy, honey, with Miss Selena Johnson, didn't we? So, honey, dishing tea has now gone international, and I love it. Thank you all for your love and your support. You guys really have no idea what this means to me here and right now in this time and space. So I can't do this without you. And I really appreciate all of you for it, okay? Giving honor and glory, of course, to the infinite creator for the gifts and the talents, but to you as well for wanting to come and be a part of this, okay? So if you got a voice and want to be heard and you want to dish your tea with us, don't be afraid, honey. You can call in at 347-205-9183. Once again, 347-205-9183. This is going to be one of those kinds of shows, honey. We're going to take some time and just go over 2009, okay? And I want you to talk about some of your favorite shows, some of your favorite guests, some of your not-so-favorite guests. Whatever was on your mind throughout 2009, we're going to be revisiting some stories that has happened throughout the year. I went to all the different news channels, honey, and pulled up shit that, we forgot about, shit that happened back in January, February, April, all that kind of stuff, honey, that we tend to lose sight of because the year progressed and we had a lot that had happened this year. Now, let me say hello over there to my tea room for all of you chatting in the tea room. Hey, children. Chat responsibly and dish tea responsibly, honey. I don't want to come over there and see y'all, arguing, bickering, and carrying on. It's okay to disagree, just don't be disagreeable. Okay, that's lovely. Now, let me put my disclaimer in because y'all do know that I have a potty mouth and I don't make no excuses for it. However, this show is for mature audiences, and the language and subject matters are not appropriate for children or anyone who is not mature to handle the subject matters. Your listening discretion is advised. Once again, your listening discretion is advised. All right, now you've been warned. Let me say hello and a shout out to all of my sponsors. Thank you for taking your time to believe in dishing tea. We're going to start with Trade Day Management and PR firm at Trade Day Management. Enjoy a touch of Southern hospitality with a universal appeal. For all of your public relations and entertainment management needs, contact Travion Davenport at 678-523-3088. Once again, 678-523-3088, or you could email her at tradedaypr@gmail.com. Tradeday, TREADAYPR@gmail.com. Thank you, Trade Day. Also over here to Pharaoh's Treasure Box. Fine art, unique jewelry, and sensational 3D silk floral arrangements. Creations by Taps. For all of your decorative needs, contact Pharaoh's Treasure Box at 248-688-5178 or 5179. Once again, 248-688-5178 or 79. Or you can email at pharaohstreasurebox@comcast.net. Once again, pharaohstreasurebox@comcast.net. Thank you goes out to Parisian Wine Productions. Parisian Wine, music to enlighten your spirits and lift your souls. Specializing in gospel, inspirational house and dance music. For your production needs, or if you just need a track to get your beats together, or if you need them to sequence some of your melodies or whatever, contact Paris at Paris42268 @yahoo.com. Paris42268 @yahoo.com. Thanks, Paris, and Parisian Wine. C-Train Productions. You are aboard the right train for all of your entertainment needs with C-Train Productions. Omar Casserly is the CEO and founder. For all of your casting, producing, and production needs, contact Omar at www.ctrainproductions.com. Once again, www.ctrainproductions.com. Thank you, C-Train. Also, a special, wonderful shout-out and thank you to Life Fellowship of Christ Ministries. Life, L-I-F-E, live in freedom everywhere. Reverend James Coleman is the leader and founder of this ecumenical social justice ministry, brought forth to free the oppressed and introducing a fresh approach to the Christ consciousness. Contact Reverend Coleman at mustardcole@yahoo.com. Once again, mustardcole@yahoo.com. Services are held at the Woodbridge Estates Clubhouse at 4106 Supremes Drive, Detroit, Michigan, 48201. Services start at 12 noon. For further information, contact 313-833-9278. Once again, 313-833-9278. We also want you to save the date for the first Saturday of June 2010. I believe that's June 5th. I will make sure we get that right throughout the end of the broadcast. But that there is going to be Pharaoh's Treasure Box and his 5 more artists, arts, and sales and exhibit, where we're going to have an evening of jazz and art and theater, brought to you by Peter Jackson and the Pharaoh's Treasure Box clan, honey. It is a wonderful, wonderful engagement. I'm going to be there because I'm going to be helping out with all of the entertainment portions and making sure that we pull together a tight show. Special shout out to Latrobe Desart, who is instrumental in making sure that the theater experimental portion is going to be handled very well. So save that date for all of you who are in the Detroit area to come on out and to partake of a wonderful evening. We have a charity that we're going to be donating part of the proceeds to, and that's to Uplifting Communities, dealing with making sure that the children in the neighborhood are sought after. They are opening up a brand new projects that's going to include conflict resolution and after-school programs, also specializing with dealing with children who have incarcerated parents. Also, for the adults, they're going to be showing you how to consolidate your mortgages and learning how to get your finances in order. And it's really about building the communities, and I really love them for that. So Uplifting Communities is the charity that we're going to be sponsoring with the 5 More Artists show. So keep your ears open. I'm going to be going through that as the time draws near. Now, also, let me say this, because we are still in holiday season, and for those of you who are not familiar with the celebrations of Kwanzaa, I'm impaired. I'm not impaired. I am just implored to let you know what's going on here, honey. Kwanzaa is a beautiful celebration. We're already in day 5, and today's principle is Nia, which stands for purpose. And one of the things that we have to understand is the purpose of Kwanzaa and absolutely our own independent purposes. You know, we're placed here for a purpose, and we all need to come together to understand what that purpose is. I wrote this on Facebook early this morning because I usually share a thought for the day, and this was my thought, and I wonder if you agree. If so, log into my Facebook page and you can post a comment there. But I said today, Habaragani, which is the traditional greeting. Habaragani, your response will be the principle, which is Nia. Today is purpose. And I say everything we do, we say, we feel, and we think has a purpose. Kwanzaa's purpose is to illustrate and demonstrate that with our collective efforts, we can restore our people and our community to its traditional greatness. We must apply all the principles that Kwanzaa have to offer to our lives collectively to promote a spirit of togetherness. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud, or I'm me and I'm proud, or I'm gay and I'm proud, or I'm straight and I'm proud. Whatever you are, honey, say it loud, but say it in its collectiveness, so together we can make this thing happen. It doesn't work unless we do this thing together. Not concentrate on our differences, but come together in our likenesses, because we are strength in numbers, okay? So for those of you who are not familiar with Kwanzaa celebrations across the world and across everything, I want you to Google it, learn how to understand it. This is more than just a black thing. You know, I encourage my Caucasian folks, the principles are universal. So if you apply the principles, then we can all become a better, enriched society, community, nation, race, world, all of that, honey. And we can learn how to do that. Just take it one step at a time, one principle at a time, and not just talk about it, but to apply it. Apply it to your everyday lives. Show it and teach it to your children, and we can move forward. And yeah, okay, so that there is for Kwanzaa. So today's purpose is Nia, honey, purpose. Tomorrow is Kuumba, and that there is collective works. No, that's not collective works. I'm tearing it up. See, I should have left it alone when I was in the Spirit. Spirit say, drop it, and I'm going to keep on going. Okay, that's my damn fault. Anywho, yeah, I tore it up. Okay, we're going to start it over. Let's get back to the subject at hand. Today is a year in review. We're going to take 2009, darlings, and just have a review of it, what you like, what you didn't like, and we're going to prepare ourselves for welcoming in 2010. I've taken on this new little motto. I say, honey, let's do it again, but let's prepare to win in 2010. Oh, all right. I got my Reverend Jesse Jackson on, honey, with my rhyme. Okay, let's do it again, but let's prepare to win in 2010. All right, you like that? Okay, that there is kind of cute. But yes, okay. Folks in the tea room, honey, cutting up. I'm trying to juggle buying books, school books online, watching The View, and listening to the show. Okay, multitasking. Okay, I love it. 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 Now, I'm going to start with most recent stuff. Okay, we have had a number of things that have taken place within the last few days. And I want to hit hard first because, we can lighten up later, but this is troubling me. And there's too many, I don't believe in coincidences. However, in this particular case, it's too coincidental, and that is, for those of you who have not heard by now, if you ain't heard, you ain't paying attention, and that is the botched terrorist attack that was on the flight. I think it was from Australia to Detroit, and they caught the guy and foiled his attempt to blow up that plane. And he's there now in Detroit being held by all of the authorities and carrying on. However, this is the thing. Have you paid any attention to this? This is the first time that I know of, and if I'm wrong, somebody call in and correct me or put it in the tea room. But did you notice that this man happened to be black? Or at least, he's a dark-skinned person to where there's no question about his ethnicity. And he's African, okay? And you are set to blow up something going to another predominantly black city. Interesting. Now, how coincidental is all of that? That this happens in a time where he's from Nigeria. Okay, thank you. That's from the tea room. How coincidental that it happens in a time where our CEO or the commander-in-chief is African American or African skin, since if you want to get technical, because he's biracial, but his ancestry is over in Kenya, which is Africa. Okay, that's just too ironic. It's too coincidental for me. And then what is it that this man was on? They're on their way to Detroit, another highly populated African American centered city, and we've always been taught, back when I was in school, that if there was ever a war to break out, Detroit was always going to be a city that was hit because of the car industries, and that they could sit up there and build bombs quickly. They could take those plants and immediately, or not immediately, but quickly change them over from building cars to building bombs and tanks and all that kind of thing. I just find that too ironic for me. It's too coincidental to be by chance that all this happened to happen. in the format and the way that it did. And, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I haven't really put my mind around this one just yet because it just happened and it's so fresh, and I'm looking to get more information of it. But here's another thing that's pissing me off royally. How is it also that in all of this, since Mr. Obama has taken presidency and is the commander-in-chief, I like to say that because, we have this thing saying the head nigger in charge, and I don't like that. No, he is the commander-in-chief. That the Secret Service and the CIA has botched their security. There's no way. We have never heard of this in these kinds of proportions. Yes, there was an assassination attempt on Reagan, and every now and again, folks could get close. You know what I'm saying, to the president. But we've had 3 different damn times now that security has been botched on some kind of level, honey, that is detrimental to the safety of this country. Why now? What the hell is going on with Secret Service that they can't get their shit together? And I'm having problems with that because we're in a state now where everything is about national security. Hell, I work security in the hotel when I'm not on the air, and everything is about national security. We're still going into training with national security folks about how to spot this, how to do this, how to do that. These folks live this every day on high alert. How do you botch that kind of security? How? Even at the White House, the children that came in and infiltrated the party. Now, praise the Lord that they were just publicity hounds and wanted to hobsnob with the folks. But what have they? You see the suicide bombers, honey, get up in there and please, once they done got what they got, honey, boom. How do you do that? How do you do that and still say that we're the best army, we're the best protection, we're the best this, we're the best that? How do you make such casual mistakes like that? I'm telling you, I'm having major issues with that. So that is one of the things here in the year in review. In the year in review, that's a hot topic because it just happened. Also, what just happened, Mr. Charlie Sheen pulling out his damn switchblade on his wife. Now, you done just got yourself together. Done got your life together. You done came out of rehab and all this other little jazz. Now, for whatever reason, now there's 2 sides to every story. Now, we don't know if he was just trying to scare her or, the intensity that it all happened. And I'm saying that like that because we all know how we get. Sometimes we do and pull gestures to as scare tactics, not meaning for them to have the effect that they have. But Miss Thing called the police and said, "No, damn all that. Okay, you ain't gonna sit up in here and pull no switchblades and shit out on me and think it's gonna be all hunky dory." Okay. So now he's finna get ready to go and do whatever he's got to do, and just the ugliness of all of that. So, that there just happened over the weekend. So, no, within the last few days. Today is just Wednesday, so within the last couple of days, honey, this is just going on. So, that there is how I'm going to start off. Now, I said today is going to be about you guys, and I said I have a number of callers, so I'm going to start taking the calls immediately. And I want you to dish your tea, honey, so come on in here. And when you come in, we could talk about 2009. You could talk about your favorite guest if you're a frequent listener of the show. Talk about your favorite guest, what you liked, what you didn't like with the guest, or whatever topic this was and that was or whatever. Come on in and have a good time with me, okay? So let me see. Let me go here. Oh, my, I got a lot of Detroit callers, 313-313-313. Now, let's see. Let me go here. I want to see this number, 313-685. 313-685. Hello there, my darling. You're dishing tea with Big Meat. Caller.
How you doing today?
Hey.
I've never met you in person, but I'm... Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, no, I'm doing well. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear from you. I would love to meet you in person. You Federal Treasurer box in June. I thank you guys for sponsoring us and donating some funds to us. From the proceeds, this is Pastor Miller. I love your show. I just want to let you know you're doing a great thing because your voice is being heard all over. And the care that you have for the life situation that's going on, it really needs to be heard. So I just wanted to call and let you know I appreciate what you're doing. I really love what you're doing, to be honest with you. And I love your voice.
Thank you.
And I'm just so glad to get in. This is my second time. I got disconnected last week. So I finally got through this time. So I just really wanted to call and encourage you. I just wanted to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Well, you know, I'm glad that we have you on, Pastor, because give us a little bit of light on Uplifting Ministries. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pastor Miller, and he is the presiding pastor over True Faith Ministries there in Detroit. It's a relatively new church, and he has been called to make sure that he get out there into the community, which is what I love about it. I came into the consciousness of this church by my mom and my sister who attends this church. And I took this to Pharaoh's Treasure Box, and they were willing to say, okay, yes, let's get on board with this. So tell the viewing audience exactly what your mission is with Uplifting Ministries and what it is that you're looking to do.
Oh, I thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to do it. The services that we offer is to the community. For those listening audience, we are located in Southwest Detroit. And in this area is socio-economic depressed area for the Mexicans, blacks, and whites as well. Our doors are open from 9 to 10 at night every day. We have a food pantry here. We have a food pantry here that we feed people coming through it and by. We do free foreclosure. Well, see, a lot of people don't realize that you do not have to be actually in a foreclosure in order for us to help you out. If you foresee that you may have a problem, you may have lost your job, or you may see a problem that you may not be able to take care of your bills, just come in and talk to us. We can negotiate and advocate for you on your behalf to the bank to get your rates lowered. And all these services are free. We also have a tutoring program that we're kicking off the first of the year where we'll be giving out free laptops to every 5 students that come in. And they have to participate for 32 hours in order to get a free laptop. And we also have a mentoring program for children with incarcerated parents. I heard you speak about that earlier. That's why I say your voice it needs to be heard a little more. And I really enjoy myself. I'm so excited. You got to forgive me. I'm so excited to get in and get a chance to talk to you because I wanted to talk to you for so long. But, yes, we have all these free services here. We have all these free services, and we really just have our doors open to the homeless to come in just to get warm. You know, it's cold in Detroit this time of the year. And
I know.
Yes. We just have the door open so he can come in and get warm, and we're trying to get some more sponsorship because I'm trying to turn this other area into a homeless shelter area. But like I said, as of now, we're doing the best we can with what we have, and I thank you once again for putting us out there, and I really appreciate it. I don't know how I'm going to be able to repay you, but some kind of way it'll be done, but I really thank you.
You pay it forward, baby. You know how that goes. You pay it forward. You pay it forward. No,
yes,
because, see, once the seeds get planted, honey, all we got to do is nurture it and then be prepared for the harvest now, because that's why, see, if it's a community effort, and we all come together as a collective. See, everybody gets a piece of the pie when it's a cooperative. When you're sitting up there being selfish with it, you're going to run out, and you know how that works. Now, you just pay it forward. You pay it forward because that's how blessings do. You pay it forward because it's all a circle. So I thank you. Wow, this is a surprise for me because I didn't know that you were listening to the show. But I thank you for that, and I thank you for coming in and just shedding some light. And, yes, I'll be home. I'm coming home. I'm turning 40 in March, so I'm coming home to celebrate with my family and things. So I hope to get a chance to meet you face-to-face then. And we'll make it happen, honey. We'll make it happen and then get some more particulars. So I love it. Oh.
I love it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pastor Miller, over there with True Faith Ministry. They say they open till 10 o'clock in the evening. Now, come on now. You know, that just tickle my box all over. I don't know no church like that unless they're there for Bible study or whatever. But this is the kind of work, folks. Now, okay, see, I'm going to get on the soapbox. All right. Let me press pause for just a second because, see, okay. All right. Pastor Miller, thank you so much for blessing us with your presence on the show. And I look forward to talking with you soon.
May God bless you.
All right, always. Okay, I shall. Thank you. All right, children. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's all about the work, people. It's all about the work. We can't do this and just play church and then there's no work behind it. You know, you can't do. Mm, that's a whole nother tangent. That's a whole nother tangent, and I'm. Oh, okay. Let me work it around. Let me work it around, because you know, for so many. This is a part, I was telling y'all about Kwanzaa. And see, these are parts of the principles that we need in order to build the community, honey. He said he in Southwest Detroit. And for those of you who don't understand about Southwest Detroit, just think about your most impoverished area of your city. And then place a bunch of immigrants, you know, Latino immigrants. We have African and Middle Eastern immigrants down there, and just think of an impoverished neighborhood that nobody cares for. They're just letting it go to waste. It's going to waste, you know, and the city knows that it's there. They're taking their time to rebuild it and to revitalize it. So it's going to be up to the community to get it done. And with that, honey, it just takes us to come together, and we have to put aside all of our bickerings. You know, okay, you may say Jesus, I may say Mother, Father, God. We got to put all that aside because the work is what counts. The work got to be done. If I got to feed somebody, he don't care if it's coming from Jesus or Allah. He just wants a piece of damn bread. Now, come on. Get with the program, children. Okay, I had to breathe, so all right. All right, I said I want to go. Yeah. Anyway, let me go here. 313-371. Darling, you're on the air. You're dishing your tea. Hey.
Hey, darling. How are you today?
Oh, hello there, Auntie.
Hello. And we praising God in every way.
In every way, shape, style, form, and fashion, honey. You have to. You have. See, isn't that a beautiful thing?
That's right.
See there.
That's right.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
He answers by all names.
Okay.
That we have for him. And we do good by sharing. We do
all
good
right. Now,
by
see, that's
sharing.
the word right there.
And we walk in his light by sharing.
Exactly.
Holding up his name.
Exactly.
That's what we've got to try to do. And I glory in your last caller.
Bless your heart.
Gave his his phone number and the address.
Okay, I could get that from him in just a few moments. I have it in my computer banks here,
well,
so I will be sharing that with everyone. Yes, ma'am.
That needs to be given out because there's a lot of people that needs to know about places they can go to.
Yes, ma'am.
And get help. Although we don't have one set up over here yet, but we're working on it, and we're helping in different ways. We're helping with the youth.
Okay.
And I'm giving my granddaughter has in my sister hand, and she helps with the youth, and we help with been helping with quite a few youth. And and if there's any youth out there that needs to know or to call or whatever, they can call Auntie. And she can give them some advice or whatever. It's 313-371-7589.
All right now.
And And we want to help all the youth and give them a little inspiration or whatever help we can do. So.
All right.
And I'm glorying in your calls, and I'm praying that you will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And wider and wider and wider.
Praise God.
You keep on the good work. Keep on working for the Lord and doing a good job. And everything is going to work out fine. Oh,
thank you so much, Auntie.
Your year will be beautiful.
Bless God on that. I receive it.
2010 is going to be much bigger and better than 2009.
That's right. Thank you so much for that.
And when you get here
yes, ma'am.
in March, I hope it's not such a short time that I don't get a chance to really enjoy at least an hour of your company.
Yes, ma'am. I
Without
promise you.
running
Now, y'all
around.
heard me. I'm promising. I am promising. I'm promising on the air. And folks going to take it and go to the archives. They're going to download it and play it and put me on blast. I'm going to promise that to you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
And Auntie want to send her blessings and love out to the universe. And I'm wishing peace, wealth,
Yes.
love, happiness, financial, and health to everyone.
Right.
And we're praying for cease war. We're praying
yes,
for
ma'am.
peace with all the nations.
Yes, ma'am.
In
yes,
the name
ma'am.
of the Father.
Yes, ma'am.
That's our prayer today.
Okay.
All right, love.
All right. Enough said, honey. Enough said. That's okay. Now that's how you go into 2010. I love it. Thank you, Auntie.
Oh, you're more than welcome, honey.
All right. I'm gonna keep listening now because I'm gonna go on here to another call. Oh, y'all are blowing up the lines. I love it, honey. I love it. Thank you. See, this is, yes, baby. Let me go here. 313-772. 313-772. You're on the air with Big Meats, honey. Hey, baby, what's up?
Baby, it's all about you. I love you and dishing me some tea.
Oh,
here.
darling.
Let's get back to the purpose. Let's get back to the purpose of the day. The purpose that you dishing tea. The purpose that I'm showtowning. Listen
Okay.
My favorite dishing tea this year by far must and has to be Miss Lynn Hamilton. You know I love her.
Oh, bless your heart. Yes, yes.
I love her and I love you. And I love Jesus. And he is blessing us so much till I just can't stand it. I don't know about you, but I'm all tingly all over.
Are you tingly? Because I am too. I'm overwhelmed at the moment. Yeah, honey. There's a serenity over here. Yes.
The love that is spreading. I just want you to know, I love you.
Bless your heart, baby. Thank you so much. I love you right back.
Look at here. 2009, we was grinding and shining. 2010, we about to get in.
Oh, say it, get in. In 2010, get on in. Okay, now.
Hello?
Okay, I like that too. Yes.
You know why? Because we have been diligent and we know what our purpose is.
Say that. Okay, see, wrap that around. You better make this thing together, honey. Nia, purpose. Come on now. Work it out for me.
All the principles. Habarigani, baby.
Nia, baby. Yes.
Yes. It is. It's our time. It is our season. As long as we are diligent and keep God first, there's no way we can go anywhere but up and beyond.
This is true. Now, see, let me give you this real quickly. One of the things that we all have to understand is that we are all jewels, okay, precious stones. And one of the things that makes jewels and precious stones so precious is the process it takes for them to mold and to shape. Now, we know diamonds are coming from coal, and you got to chip away, you got to smooth it, you got to rough it out, you've got to do all of that and chip at it until that girl becomes flawless. And every stone, be it a diamond, be it emeralds, be it rubies, sapphires, every stone has a process, but we are all jewels. And this process that we go through, some of us call it grinding, some of us call it, getting your hustle on. Whatever that process is, as long as you maintain who you are, you do not deviate from your authentic self, you do not let negativity come in and to diminish it, and you always know where your power source is. That process is always going to make sure when you come out, see, the most expensive jewels, honey, always have all these umpteen carats. But see, the ones that are priceless, darling, they're priceless for a reason. Because, see, it's so flawless, honey, you can't put a price on it because it cheapens it. No. So we're going for pricelessness in the kingdom because that's part of our birthright. Or the queendom, however you choose to look at it. That's our birthright, darling. So as we go through this process and as your showtime, and as I always say, acquisitions and mergers with you, as you're doing your thing, always know we're going for pricelessness. Because at pricelessness, honey, that means I determine my wealth, and nothing on this side of creation is going to be enough for me. Because what I have, God gave it, and only God can take it away. But because God said I can have it, it'll never leave. That's my birthright. How about that? So with that, my darling, yes, that there is part of the purpose, honey. That's there is principle number 2, Kuji Chagalia, honey, self-determination. Yes. So my sister, I encourage you, honey, to continue on. And yes, that was a very wonderful interview with Lynn Hamilton. Every time I listen to it, it inspires me because as an actress and as someone who was a pioneer and a trailblazer, who paved those ways and who understood training and exercises and doing the things that she had to do in order to just to have a gig and to pay her rent, honey. She's able to now say, yes, honey, I've achieved and I continue. And her diction is excellent. I have to get back into speech classes and things because her diction and her vocabulary and everything about her is regal. Again, priceless. So, yes, that's what we're striving for.
I want to say the one comment of Mr. Big Meech about the attempted and failed hijacking on Christmas Day.
Yes.
All of the coincidences, but the greatest coincidence is that it was a botched attempt.
Okay.
Because God is good.
All right. Okay, now I received that one.
We have been through so many political dramas, financial failures, and dramas here in the city of Detroit that God just loves us so much, He wouldn't let nothing else happen. Now, they trying to send black folks to kill black folks, for real.
Come on now.
Let me tell you how good my God is. The stewardess said, hold on, you in the bathroom too long. The passengers jumped the boy. It's like, oh, right. No, just hold on. You know what? I'm making T-shirts for 2010. And the first one is going to be, Al-Qaeda, bring it to Detroit, you're going to get your tail whooped.
Ha! Okay.
Don't mess with the D. Don't mess with the D. We not playing.
Okay. Dig it.
It's rough here. It's rough living.
Right.
So now we don't need all that foolishness.
Okay, now say that one more again. We don't need all that foolishness.
We can't have it.
Okay.
We can't have it.
And won't stand for it. Okay.
Love your
and
children.
Won't stand for it.
We can't take it no more.
I love it.
We can't take it. We lost some great ones this year.
Yes.
We did. But you know what? The angels in heaven now, so they shining down on us.
Exactly. Okay, see, now that's another area I want to go into, and that there is our ancestors. They what they were, they are no more. They've gone on to be better, and they are now our ancestors. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the pouring of libations, that there's an African custom, but y'all know it. Y'all familiar with it because we call here's one for the homies who ain't here. When you y'all learned that from Cooley High. But when the pouring of libation, honey, is to honor those who have paved the way and whose light still shines and resonates in our hearts, that their lives were not in vain. And we want to make sure of that. So as we call those names, which I'll be doing later on, as we call those names of some of the ones who have gone on, particularly those in the entertainment industry, because as an entertainer, these are some of the folks that we looked up to and who we pattern ourselves after and wanting to aspire to be in some form or fashion. So, yes, we lost a lot, but we're gaining a lot as well, because as one goes, someone new is coming onto the battlefield and giving us new hope and new dreams and new aspirations and just newness, period. So, yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, my darling, thank you for dishing your tea with us. Keep listening, because like I said, I'm going to get to calling of the names real shortly. Let me take this other call coming in. Oh, okay, 323 is coming up next. Okay, so I'm going to put you back down, baby. If you got anything else, I'm going to come back to you shortly, okay? All right, my darlings. See, this is what this is all about, babies. I'm loving it. I want to hear from you, and yeah, let's do this thing in review, okay? Let me go here to this caller, 323-821. 323-821. Hi, darling. You're dishing tea with Big Meech.
Habarigani, my love.
Oh, Nia, my darling.
Hey. Shout the word out. I'm listening to you, and all I can think of is the scene from Mahogany. The men want me, the women want me. I'm Mahogany.
Oh, stop. Now, you know what? It's interesting. Stop it. It's interesting you should say that. I just did a photo shoot a couple of days ago for some new headshots, and that was the only movie I channeled. I felt so Ross that day, darling. And here you go talk about Mahogany. Stop it. My photographer, she was like, "Child, you crazy." I said, "No mistake. I am feeling this.
Right.
And, okay. Oh, okay.
The love, the energy, the pastor was just so rich, and I loved his positive energy. And then the woman that followed by, and I said, "Oh my God, he is Mahogany today." They all love him. They all want to be
darling.
I couldn't even think of my favorite moment, because every moment that you live on the radio is a favorite moment. I was trying to think.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you.
Pushing the button, and I did enjoy the interview with Lynn, and you made me go back and research, so many things that she had done, and then I just enjoyed our hour, Kiki, and I said, but every moment you're on is always a wonderful moment, so it's hard to pick a moment at all,
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you so much for that. That's very inspiring. That is very inspiring. Child, listen, I'm doing what I was told to do, okay? Because, like I said, when Dishing Tea was birthed here in 2009, which is one of the reasons why I have to do a retrospective of 09, it was birthed under the guise of, okay, let me get my vocal chops ready because I want to go into voiceovers.
Right, and you would be fabulous. You'd be actually a great character voice artist, like doing animations and...
that's what I want. Child, please. Did you know? I'm sitting up here...
I'm working on my second book, Sissy Sammy, Lost in the Land of West Hollywood, 90069. You know you're going to be one of the voices if I get this animation.
I'm living. Now, you know what? Let me let the audience know, because you're coming back on January 13th, so... I wanted.
We start talking and never introduce ourselves. Lord have mercy.
You know what? I know. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you, if you missed the show, you can go back and catch it in the archives, honey, because this is Mr. Dale Guy Madison. He wrote the book Dream Boy: My Life as a QVC Host and Other Greatest Hits. Oh, excuse me. Now.
First of all, I want to thank you for making my book your first book club member book.
Yes, say that. That's where I'm going. Yeah.
Oh, and did I have a chance to share with you? I had the most exciting experience earlier this month in actually meeting Mary Wilson. She came to Los Angeles, and we had a chance to sit down. And Kiki, I videotaped her. I posted it on YouTube. I titled it "Meeting Mary Wilson."
Yes, I saw it.
She whipped out my book, she lipsticked her lips, and she kissed the inside jacket of the book and autographed it. It was to get an official blessing from a real Supreme. Just really.
I know. Isn't that lovely?
A wonderful way to end 2009. Just a wonderful way to end 2009.
See there. Isn't that just beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And see, when you put it out there, when we were talking in the interview, about how you wrote the book and how their music has just been, the soundtrack to your life, basically.
Yeah, And letting Mary know that Mary Wilson knows how much she's impacted the gay community. I mean, you should have seen the gay men, 40 and 50 years old that rushed into that gay club in West Hollywood that night. And and I said, do you realize the impact you had on gay men's lives? And she just looked around and she said, it's kind of obvious, Cause, I mean, we as gay men just kind of related to their music, their look. I spent Christmas Day looking at some old Ed Sullivan shows of the Supremes. And, those are the kind of things that we, as a young gay men, just kind of fantasized about, the glamour, the glitz.
Oh, I know, because it's the glamour, it's the bigness of it. And it was just also fabulous. It was also fabulous. And also, what we as gay men tend to latch onto is the strength of women, particularly whenever we came across black women with that power, child, it was over.
Amen.
It was
exactly
over
right.
because we had Angie Dickinson and in the 70s when Charlie's Angels came around, we always had Caucasian women, but we always latched onto their strength because they were strong and they were beautiful. Of course, my favorite was Wonder Woman. Okay, and then Lindsay Wagner with.
What about Christy Love, honey?
Right, and I'm coming there because baby, with Miss Angie Dickinson was Miss Policewoman, but then Miss Christy Love said, "Oh no, baby, you're under arrest, sugar. Hand over the bread, baby." That took a whole new spin. We said, "Oh, bitch, wait a minute, stop it. Okay, and that's what it was when gay men, when we were little boys, when we latched on to those sheroes, and you have to be mindful. See, we latched onto it as strongly as we did because a lot of the male images that we had at that time were very negative. Very negative, very, very, rough, and they had no life. It was this way and that way. They were very rigid. There was no bending. There was no time for the flow, for the ebb tide to flow through. And whenever we had that synergy, most of us look to our mothers, honey, when they put their gloves on and their hats and their things, and they look very glamorous when we went out to church and this, that, and that. Child, we live for that. Grandmama would come up with her furs and her big old wide brim hats and things. Honey, that shit was lovely.
But see, that's the subliminal part of it is that you knew as a child what they went through that week before they went to church. You knew
exactly
they struggled to keep that family together, to pull all the energy it took to keep your family alive, and the strength and power that black women go through, and then they can be fierce and glamorous come Sunday morning.
And still was fierce. Okay, right.
That's a whole
fierce.
There's a whole new show behind that. That just that energy behind the different variations that a black woman has to be. That's what makes her so powerful,
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because, oh my goodness, when I look over all of those, all of the times where, there was ugliness in my home, but to know, that when it was all said and done, my mother could still beat that face, honey, and she put on her lipstick and her stockings, child, okay, and at the time when she was wearing long gloves and things, I could still be fierce.
Yeah.
Oh, there was nothing like it because see, when men were down and because my father, he was fighting in the community and stuff, but when he was down. It took my mother to have to come and patch him up and this, that, and the other, and he never got his momentum until he felt like he was ready.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
But women always, child, it was like, no, come hell or high water, I got to do this. It ain't no when I'm ready now because we got to go. Get my children, let's go.
They have to come out the womb ready because of all the
yes, because it was always something
on their shoulders.
And that there, a lot of folks don't understand that about. That's what we were talking about with your book, understanding gay culture. Because, for straight women who think that, feminine men are using them as a joke and this, that, and other, no, honey, we're celebrating you. We want to sit up there and we're emulating you because we want to be you in some regards. But at the same time, Yeah.
I feel like you that you actually saw my one-man show because, you know, it's about a transgender character. And he says at the end of the show that, you know, it wasn't about imitating them. It was about paying homage to them. So you see these drag performers, and you get this misunderstanding when you don't realize it pays homage to all the women that have gone through them. You know,
exactly.
Interesting. Some of them are humorous characters. Some of them are powerful characters. Some of them are scary characters. But it's the energy of all the women that have inspired them come through them in this performance. You know, sometimes is this a serious form of flattery? And that, well, we were trying to send the message in our Free to Slave show, Free to Slave Mask of a Diva, is that sometimes a drag artist, not every single one, but sometimes a drag artist becomes that person, that woman, that illusion on stage as a catharsis of all the women that have come through and affected and impounded and empowered their lives.
Exactly. And who have empowered and made such an impact to where, you know, that impact required it to be known, and it required us to go forth and to say, you need to pay attention to this because this was hot, this was this, this was that. And that there is part of, you know, as entertainers, that's part of our goal anyway, is to make sure that we recognize and mirror what real life is, that you actually see this person for who they are, and to marvel in their strength, and to marvel in their beauty, and to marvel in their successes, but also understand that you're marveling in their pain, because it's through that pain, like I was telling the other caller, you know, that process, you know, when you are a jewel, the jewel becomes a precious stone, honey, because it's the process that it goes through in order to take shape. So when we marvel in all of that, you know, a lot of us got torch songs, honey, up the yazoo because we feel that. We understand what that pain is. But at the same time, honey, we know the flip side of that pain, because everything that has pain, honey, comes out on the other side glorious once you get through it. The secret is getting through it and not sitting there on the side of the road, honey, like you a damsel in distress.
You actually make me, and I'm not one that kind of quotes Bible stuff, but you kind of makes me think about the passage of the whole crucifixion into a whole new life. It's like you have to go through all that pain to be able to have the resurrection, as they say. You know,
how?
You know, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, that's fabulous.
Yeah, you are. Look, you.
Oh, wow.
Things, honey, I love it. You're like a sinner and a saint all at the same time. You know it all.
Oh, that is fabulous. Wait a minute. You don't know what you just did.
Oops.
Wow.
Did I give you a topic for his next show?
Oh, wow. See, that's a whole new spin on the resurrection and everything. That is lovely. Oh, that is lovely, because
you bring those thoughts up when you say that kind of thing, because it is. It's like you take this raw stone and you cut it and you take it through all of this torture so that it becomes this beautiful thing.
Exactly. It's just like, oh, wow, that is lovely, not the resurrection. Oh, because that's when the phoenix rises, that's exactly what a phoenix is. A phoenix is a resurrection, coming out of the ashes into something new and wow! You don't know what you just did to me right there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that there is sickening. Oh. Okay, I'm tingling and I'm giddy. I'm tingling and I'm giddy. Okay, pull it together. Okay.
Off this line, so you can take other callers. I do want to acknowledge
Shell.
And wish you so many wonderful things in 2010, because it's going to be a great year for all of us.
Oh, darling, you know, here's the thing about going into 2010. Number one, it's relatively new. Okay. And because it's new, we have the power to now call forth what we want. We've always had that power. But see, when you sit in your authentic truth and become your authentic self, then you can tap into your authentic power. And when you tap into that authentic power source from the divine creator, you can then call forth, because remember, we're created in that image. And when forth, God sent forth the word. The word never came back void. So if God did it, we too have that same power. We're born in that image. So call forth what you want. Now here's the thing. Don't call it forth and then say, oh, I hope it happened. Oh, I wish it happened. Or no, or listen to naysayers and say, oh, child, you stupid. You don't want that. Because the second that you let negativity come in, then you cancel it out of the universe. So you have to stand on what you want to happen. Stand on it. That's called faith. Boom. This is what's going to happen for me in 2010. And then you got to be willing to do the work, because once you call it forth, be careful what you ask for, sugar, because you will get it.
Oh, yes, I know.
Okay.
I've been hollering to meet Mary Wilson, and that happened. And my next one, I said, okay, I'm looking for Diana Ross, then maybe Cindy Birdsong, and then I'll go in Wendy Williams, because I'm still trying to get on that little diva show. But it's all going to happen in 2010. It's going to happen in 2010.
Okay, now dig that. Okay, dig that. Now, you know what? We may have to do that together, honey. We have to, see, there's a way around that. Because, see, we could go sit in the audience, honey, and then stand up and go to the microphone.
Just storm the show.
Okay, how you doing? Then I had the good evening.
You got your outfit made up yet, bitch? You got your outfit made up? I got my outfit designed and ready already.
Are you ready? I got to go in there flowing. I got to have something flowing. I need material, just shards and yards of chiffon or something, honey, because I got to go in there just flowing.
Right. You know, you
I got to go in there flowing.
When she looks up, she sees your face, and she says, okay, who are you? You got to stand and say something.
Exactly. Okay. Yes, my darling.
Well,
so
yes, once again, I wish you a blessed 2010. I know it's going to be fabulous for you. I'm looking forward to January 13th, but we can talk about all the other little secrets in the book.
Yes, because I got to bring something out. You know we got that exclusive to drop. Boom. 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 I'm not going to tell nobody.
Yes.
No, honey, y'all got to go get the book. Get the book. And when you get the book, y'all come on in, because he's coming back, because we're going to, for those of you who've already read the book, honey, this is going to be your time to interact with the author. I'm taking that Oprah-like approach, you know how she do with her book club? Yeah, I'm taking that. So we're going to do that kind of thing.
We're all going to be sitting around naked at our tables in our home. You know,
exactly, because it's called the Naked Boys Book Club. That's right. It's the Naked Boys Book Club. And y'all know I do my show sitting at the computer just naked as hell. Okay, I had nothing. I don't have no socks today. And then I got the heat on, cook a bit slowly. So, yeah, I'm sitting up here basing in my own juices. Child, I'm serious. I'm sweating and can't move. I'm like, oh, my God, you're kidding. But, okay, it's all good.
It's all good. I have my glass of below. It'll be fabulous.
Just sad. Oh, okay. I love it, and I love you, honey.
All right, I love you too, baby. And see you January 13th, okay?
January 13th, baby.
All right, take care.
All right. Okay, you too. Woo! All right, that was Dale Guy Madison, my darlings, honey. Yes, I'm encouraging you to go and get the book. He is I wanted to start a book club because I like the book. And I said, well, okay, what better way to do this than to go ahead on and start a book club here so that folks can pick it up. You know, he's an African-American artist, author, African-American gay author as well. So this here is a way to stimulate our minds and to grow. You know, we have so many things that hinder us, and we have a lot of stereotypes out there that want to box us in, and we all cannot be in the same box, honey. We just have to learn how to think outside of the box and learn that the world is too big, honey, to be closed in. You know, don't put me in anybody's prison, because no, let me be as free as the wind, as free as a bird is, honey, because a bird can go anywhere. You know, just let me be that free. And then as I need to stop and to put brakes on and this, that, and that, let me have that option. Don't give me those options. Let me choose those options. Okay. Oh, I'm sitting up here having eggnog, and I think it's nogging me out, honey. Oh, okay. Yes. But Yes, we want to continue on. I'm so giddy over here about going through 2009, and let's go here because my most controversial show for 2009 was with Mr. Cornelius Williams and his book From Homosexuality to Preacher, and I had titled that show I am godly gay, and he's not gay for God. And one of the things about that show, I call it my most controversial because, number one, the topic, but number two, coming into it after talking with the Reverend, we knew that we were going to be on opposite sides of the field. And in doing that particular show, some folks wanted to criticize me for not coming in with my comments much earlier. However, the whole basis of that show was to promote what his message was. I don't believe in censorship. I really believe that everyone has a right to say what they want to say, okay? Now, you may not like it or agree with it, but everyone has the right to say it. And, yeah, sometimes they can say some hateful shit, okay? So, some real mean, cruel, hateful shit. However, they're entitled to that, and it's not up to me to tell them that they can't say it. So the whole idea behind having him as a guest was to hear his point of view because his journey is uniquely different from mine. Now, the problems that I had was with some of the stuff that he was offering, because some of the stuff that he offered was not stuff that was traditionally taught. That child said that homosexuals are possessed with the spirit of Jezebel. Child. I said, okay. I just had it was just a major, major, major upset for me with that particular show. And that there was probably my most controversial show to date. Though we were very respectful, I didn't want to disrespect him because, and though I felt that imp in me wanted to come on out, I curtailed that child and was able to have a very successful run of the interview. And we were able to state our points respectfully. So that there was a wonderful, it was a good show, and it had its moments, but when you listen back to it, child, you will understand what I'm talking about. I think my most informative show was with the show with Tone. Tone coming on and doing his thing. When the opening song today was his song, This Is All of Me. And he was able to let us know that he's walking in his truth and walking in what he knows to be him, and that he's still open to whatever God has for him. And so I encourage you, if you missed that show, go back and check that one out, because I had a really, really good time with that, and you will see why. So I think over the years, starting from, we started this program July 1st in 2009. So since that time, that was right after the death of Michael Jackson, and, the world was just in an uproar because we had lost one of the greatest entertainer of all time at this point. Michael, that there is still resonating in my soul because everything, my entire life has been Michael Jackson. There's nothing that I don't have a Michael Jackson song to relate to, about it. And that there, to have lost him like that was very devastating to the world. And it was amazing to see that he was one of the greats of mankind. I said this back then, but we have to put Michael in that category with, Martin Luther King and Mother Teresa and Gandhi and all of those freedom fighters who came and gave their lives to a higher calling. Michael was all about truth and family. Michael was all about love and sharing and spreading that love. Every song that Michael Jackson made has that message in it. Okay? Even Thriller, if you listen to the words of Thriller, you know, even Thriller has nuances of understanding what love is. If you look at the video, you know, it starts off, you know, very innocent, you know, and then how the creatures of the night come in to steal the innocence or whatever. So everything about Michael was projecting a higher sense of love and a higher sense of being, and a lot of folks didn't really get that, and nor did they appreciate that to its fullest. Michael, he accepted that at such an early age, and the price that he paid on this side was not being able to have a life. You know, could you imagine just not being able to do anything, because everything is being scrutinized. Everything, you know, your fans love you so much to where doing everything, everyday things, honey, became a chore. It became a hassle. When the folks started camping out and just to see, take a picture of him going into the bathroom or going to eat a steak dinner, whatever, you know, just all of those little things that we take for granted every day, Michael could not do. You know, as a regular person, he had to send out. He had to get up in disguises. And the cost was what may have been great in our eyes, but the work that he had to do, he willingly did it. He willingly picked up that cross, if you will, and he carried it, and he went forth, and he did what he had to do. And though we lost him at such an early age, because he was only 50, you know, I marvel at his genius. I strive to be like him in my perfection and in my art form and in my work, that the message is more important than anything else. And if the message is important, then it's going to compel you to make sure that the work is right, because the message is in the work. So everything has to be done with that kind of precision, and I thank him for that. So we lost him. We lost Bea Arthur. Bea Arthur. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Bea Arthur, she was most noted for being Dorothy on The Golden Girls. However, you know, because she was a tall, statuesque woman with a husky voice, many of my trans sisters, you know, and gender illusionist performers, you know, who were very pretty and very passable and this, that, and the other, you know, we were able to look to her because she was a real woman with this husky voice that, you know, was able to handle her own. And so for those of my trans sisters who were living their life as trans, you know, they had someone to emulate, if you will, or someone that they can point to say, no, this is real. This is not a play. This is not, you know, a facsimile. This here is real. So that there was something to marvel at, you know. As we look over the news that made headlines in 2009, you know, we had a sensational year. You know, we had the plane. I know y'all got tired of hearing about this man landing that damn plane in the Hudson River back in January, and because I got tired of it. I was like, okay, you know what? He's a hero. Yes. Why is this such a big, you know, out of the way story? But nonetheless, it was a story that we had to understand and know about and come to grips with. You know, also, 2009 was the year of history because back in January was when our president was sworn in. So that there was a most historic moment for all of us who never thought that we would see this in our lifetime. Those of us who never thought that it would ever happen, that day will always be a special day in my heart because it became real. You know, when he won the election, I cried. I was at work, and child, I had the real ugly cry, the real snot and cry. Oh, it was remarkable. And one of my coworkers came up who is a practicing Jehovah's Witness, and, you know, they don't vote. And so he, you know, really didn't get caught up in all of the hoopla of it. And he looked at me, he said, "What's the matter?" And I told him, he said, "Oh, okay." And he didn't, you know, give me he kind of did, but he didn't, because he caught it, you know, and that was just part of his beliefs or whatever. And I knew where he was going. But at the same time, I after noticing that, then I started crying harder, because I was like, see, he don't get it, you know, because of his religious convictions. Here we have, you know, this historic moment happening that nobody thought would ever happen in this lifetime. So that there was one of the good moments of 2009, you know. So yeah, we had the Blagojevich thing and this, that, and the other, you know. That there was a debacle. I got sick of that. The Pirates, Obama's first, you know, his one of the things that he did as a president that folks applauded him for, when he had them snipers killed and got them pirates, he said, "Oh no, honey, get it, take them out." And you know, that there he got a pat on the back for. He handled that quickly, and this, that, and the other. Well, what did you expect? A lot of them think that he was just going to be some kind of punk. And yeah, so he was able to handle that, and that there was beautiful. Other things that happened back in June, when the guy went into the Holocaust Museum and just got to killing folks and killed that black officer, the black security guard. That there was tragic. Bernie Madoff done took these folks' money and had to go to jail when he pleaded guilty. Yes. Okay, how many of y'all forgot that? Okay. Oh, how many of y'all remember when Governor Palin resigned? When she resigned from her governorship back in July, you know. So we've had a lot that we've gone through here in 2009 that was worthy of news. However, there's one particular thing, the beer summit, when the police officer and Henry Louis Gates, that whole thing, when he was when the police officer arrested him for quote unquote breaking into his own house or whatever that was, and they was charged as a racial crime, or they were trying to look at it as a racially motivated crime, and folks criticized it because they went to the White House with the president and had the beer with the president over this, that, and the other. Folks criticized that. You know, they called it the beer summit. But, you know, as most men do, that's how men, you know, cooperate, or that's how men respond to certain situations. They have a beer, you know, they sit down over drinks and cocktails and things, and they go through all of this, and they go through all of that, and they discuss it. I didn't see I didn't really get all off into all the hoopla of it or whatever. However, the folks got upset about it because they thought that was inappropriate or whatever the case may be. And I get tired of the American people always, you know, saying something stupid like that because, you know, like I said, they're entitled to their opinions and things, but child, sometimes their opinions are stupid, and I'm entitled to tell them that. Okay, it's stupid, but you feel the way you feel. You know, back in August when we had all of the town hall meetings over the public health debate and all of that hoopla that we went through with that, and folks not understanding what the bill meant and what the public option is, and you know, a lot of folks are upset about that. But my whole take on that public option is this: we already have it. It's just that it doesn't work right now. If they can tweak it, it'll work. We have it. It's called Medicaid or Medi-Cal on the East West Coast or whatever. and the folks have the option. But the thing is that public option right now doesn't work because they say nobody qualifies for it. If you make 1 penny over the amount of wages or whatever that's acceptable, they say you don't qualify for health insurance. So what do? You either go uninsured or you have to come up with something else, which is, nothing. So this public health option has always been there. And those who have health insurance now, they don't have to succumb to having the government tell them what doctors they can choose. Hell, you're in the HMO right now anyway. The HMO does that, give you a group of doctors that you can choose from. Or the PPO, you already doing that, so you've chosen your doctor. So what is the point? You don't have to go through all of those particular changes. This is just to tweak it so that it works for everybody. You didn't have to change anything. That has always been my opinion. Of course, folks have argued it down and said, they said other things. But, yeah, it was still stupid. Folks got upset that the president won the Nobel Peace Prize. What was your thoughts on that? Okay. He won it. Okay, fine. So what? Okay, he didn't put his name in the hat. He didn't, petition anybody. He didn't even know he was up for it. They gave that to him based on his aspirations that he, not his aspirations, but based on what he has done already when he was campaigning and how he's gone over to different countries and things, and how his presence had brought forth a different type of peace. Did you realize during that campaign that we didn't hear a lot of war stuff, and that the other countries were willing to listen to the United States for a change? When he came across and said that he was running for presidency, that there had opened up doors that had been closed for such a while with the United States as far as bargaining and this, that, and the other. So with that, yes, it may have been a little premature. It may be just a touch too early, but I understand why they did it. So, it has just been one hell of a year. One hell of a year. Or in some instances, one heaven of a year, However, we're looking forward to 2010. And, hey, like girlfriends say, honey, let's get in. Get in where you fit in 2010, honey. I love it. I love it. I love it. But let me take this time here, and I'm just going to call off a few names for those who have passed on and who are now considered to be part of the ancestors now. Okay, I've called off Michael Jackson. I've called off B. Arthur. I'm going to call off Walter Cronkite. I'm going to call Elena Reed from 227. I'm going to call Arnold Strang. He was the voice of the Top Cat. Yes, he passed on. He was 91 years old. Wow. I'm going to call Jennifer Jones, actress. Yes. I'm going to call Chris Henry, the Cincinnati Bengal receiver. He just died this month, where he has fallen off the truck chasing his girlfriend. That was very tragic. He was only 26 years old. Wow, a baby. Whew. Mercy. I'm going to call Roy Disney. This was Walt Disney's nephew. He was also chairman of the company for Walt Disney. I'm going to call Oral Roberts. Everybody knows he was the founder of the Oral Roberts University and one of the world's most sought-after evangelists and preachers. He passed on. I'm going to call Mary Tavers, who was with Peter, Paul, and Mary. wonderful, wonderful vocalist. And she's passed on. I'm going to call the equalizer himself. I didn't know he had passed this year, Mr. Edward Woodward. He passed and is now a part of the ancestry. I'm going to call forth Mr. Carl Ballantyne. He was best known for his role as the crewman Lester Gruber from the McHale's Navy television series. I'm going to call, they executed this one, the DC sniper John Allen Muhammad. He was executed back in November. What they were, they are no more. And as we go on, he's now a part of the ancestry as well. I'm going to call Shiloh Pepin. For those of you who remember, she was the little girl that was on Oprah, and they called her the Mermaid Girl because she was born with her legs fused together. She passed. She was only 10 years old when she passed, back in October. Wow. Soupy Sales. Y'all know the famous, put the pie in your face, Soupy Snails. Soupy Sales, forgive me. Yeah, he's passed on. And we have so many others that have gone on. Of course, we cannot forget Ted Kennedy, Eunice Kennedy Shriver, have both passed on this year. So, as we look back over 2009, let us always remember those who have gone before us, but also keep in mind that those who are coming after us need to be nurtured so that they too can become a part of the collective. Okay? Okay, to the countless of other names that I hadn't called, you are all a part of us, and you're here in our hearts, and we thank you for your lives. Now, we're down to the last 3 minutes of the program, and I want to thank you for your love and your support once again. As we go into 2010, honey, I'm looking for new things, bigger things, better things, truthful things. So I'm going to be doing a couple of things here that's going to kick us into a better show for 2010. And I'm going to take this time because I'm turning 40, honey. So y'all it's gonna be a countdown to Meech's 40th, honey. And because you only turned 40 once, and it is one of those pinnacle numbers, a pinnacle birthday, I'm carrying my banner now. So those of you who have reached it already and have crossed over, help guide me on in, honey. Just guide me on in because I'm a-coming. Those of you who are in my shoes, let's cross this line together. Those of you who are wishing to get there, honey, I'm telling you now, for me, it's fabulous. So with that, I thank you all for coming out, and I thank you all for listening to me. Tell a friend if you love me. Tell an enemy if you hate me, but just know one thing, tell somebody because the work will be done. The True Faith